Alrighty, as you can see, these are the three carriers. On my left, in black, is the Carl Vinson. In the middle is the Stennis. And all the way on the right is the Supercarrier. So right away, the first thing you can tell is that the textures on the deck look absolutely outstanding compared to the other carriers. Also, surprisingly, I never noticed this before, but the Carl Vinson looks pretty damn cool. I like it better than the Stennis. And at a glance, it really looks like the Carl Vinson is the same size or bigger than the Supercarrier. And I don't really understand that because the Supercarrier is wider and bigger. But there's a lot more details to be found. So, looking around the edges here, and if we come over here and we look around the edges, it just doesn't look as nice. And then, you know, looking around the bottom edge here of these other guys, there's no detail below deck. But yet you go to the Supercarrier and, you know, there's lights down there. There's a lot more detail overall. And then from the back side, same thing. A lot more lights going on the island over here on the Supercarrier versus these other guys. The other guys are pretty much just plain Jane. So the Supercarrier is definitely prettier and definitely is made up of more polygons without a doubt. It's definitely got a lot more detail to it. It's the nicer carrier overall. But again, I never put all these next to each other to see this until now, and I'm really impressed with the Carl Vinson. And too bad the Carl Vinson is the broke-ass carrier that doesn't seem to want to play nice with the Tomcat. And even taking the Hornet off the deck, I've noticed the Carl Vinson, you get like, oh, damaged carrier 0% or something when you take off from it. I really don't know why, but that's what happens. But I just wanted to do a quick little comparison up close and personal to show you what they look like next to each other. And again, man, as much bigger as the Supercarrier supposedly is over these guys in terms of being able to fit two planes on them next to each other and all that, looking at it visually, it almost looks like it's not that much bigger. Kind of strange, isn't it? And of course the Supercarrier has all the cool little people. Not bad. Not bad at all. And it's a pretty busy environment, as you can see. But there's definitely differences between all three of the carriers. And my understanding is that it's supposed to be, the Washington is supposed to be different. Uh-oh. Wow. Alrighty, that was ugly. I don't know what that was that just totally decimated my Tomcat, but holy crap. Stuff is getting close, apparently. Wow. Alright guys, let's take this one step further. So, now I have all 5 carriers. So I believe it is Lincoln on the right, Roosevelt in the middle, Washington is the third one. On the other side of the Washington is the Stennis, and on the very end over here, the black carrier is the Carl Vinson. So I'm trying to see if there are subtle differences between them all, because I had heard there was. I just don't know what those differences are. I think it's the islands that are supposed to be a little different, but I don't know. Yeah, the lighting on the islands look a little different. So looking at the Lincoln, which is the one I'm currently on, this guy looks like he's got more lights and he's more lit up. And I don't know if that's because that's the one that I'm on right now. That is the active, I guess, carrier. So there are subtle differences, though. Yeah, so see the antenna here and that big array and how there's a ball. There's a ball right there in the middle. If you look at this middle one over here, there's no ball in the middle. These two look the same, whereas this one over here looks a little bit different. So there are subtle differences. The markings are definitely different too, as you look around. As for the decks themselves, you know, other than the numbering there, I'm not seeing any major differences there either. But overall, the new Supercarriers, all three of them, definitely look way better than the original two, which are over here on the end. However, I do think the Carl Vinson looks pretty cool. And it's too bad it's broken, and these two carriers never got any love. And they had to come out and charge us for 3 new Supercarriers that we can play around with now. And the more I look at this, the more I gotta go, the Supercarrier really doesn't look that much bigger than the other ones, so... I mean, I know it's got more places to park on for multiplayer and to take off from and whatnot, but, you know... Once again, it's too bad these other two guys over here just didn't get some facelifts and they didn't have to charge us for, you know, making naval ops what they probably should have been in the first place. But I just wanted to show you guys a comparison of these carriers in DCS, a little bit better than what I did in the last video. So hope you've enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time, guys.